Welcome back to Get It, where financial literacy meets real-world money decisions. Today, we're breaking down a topic that quietly shapes stock prices, earnings headlines, and investor confidence: Regulation G. If you've ever heard phrases like adjusted earnings, core profits, or excluding one-time expenses, then Regulation G is already influencing how you see the market, whether you realize it or not. And once you understand how this rule works, you'll never read an earnings release the same way again. Let's start with the basics. Regulation G is a rule enforced by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Its purpose is straightforward. When a public company presents non-GAAP financial measures to the public, it must also present the comparable GAAP numbers and reconcile the differences. GAAP stands for Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. These are the standardized accounting rules companies are legally required to follow when preparing financial statements. Non-GAAP measures, on the other hand, are optional. They're customized financial metrics created by management. Companies use them to present what they believe reflects their core performance. The issue? No universal formula for non-GAAP reporting. Management decides what to exclude. That flexibility is exactly why Regulation G exists. Without guardrails, companies could easily present a version of profitability that looks far stronger than reality. Now, to be clear, non-GAAP numbers aren't automatically bad. In many cases, they help investors understand ongoing operations by removing unusual or non-recurring events. For example, companies often exclude restructuring costs, acquisition-related expenses, legal settlements, asset impairments, stock-based compensation, or large write-downs. The argument is that these items distort the picture of recurring business activity. And sometimes that's true. But here's where it gets complicated. If a company excludes expenses that happen repeatedly, quarter after quarter, are they really one-time? That's where investors need clarity. Let's walk through a practical example. Imagine a technology company announces quarterly earnings. The headline says, adjusted earnings per share, $2 down to strong performance. Investors react positively. But deeper in the release, the GAAP earnings per share are listed at $1.35. It's a significant gap. Why the difference? Because management excluded severance packages, office closures, restructuring charges, and certain product write-offs. Individually, those items might be defensible, but collectively, they materially increase the reported profit. This is exactly why Regulation G requires companies to present a reconciliation. A reconciliation shows the GAAP number and the non-GAAP number, each adjustment made, and the dollar impact of those adjustments. No vague summaries. No mystery math. Everything must be transparent. Regulation G also requires the GAAP results be presented with equal or greater prominence than non-GAAP measures. That means companies cannot highlight adjusted profits in bold headlines while burying GAAP losses in fine print. They must avoid misleading descriptions. They must explain why management believes the non-GAAP metric is useful. And they must maintain consistency in how those metrics are defined. This rule applies broadly. It covers earnings, press releases, investor presentations, earnings calls, company websites, slide decks, and even social media communications if financial measures are included. If the information is public and financial, Regulation G applies. Now let's look at another example. Imagine a pharmaceutical company presenting adjusted earnings that exclude research and development costs. R&D is central to their business model. Removing those expenses dramatically inflates profitability. Technically, they're allowed to present that number, but Regulation G forces them to show the GAAP figure alongside it. The responsibility then shifts to the investor to interpret whether that adjustment makes sense. That's the power of transparency. Regulation G does not ban non-GAAP reporting. It demands honesty. Over the years, regulators have identified recurring compliance issues. Companies have been cited for highlighting non-GAAP numbers more prominently than GAAP, labeling recurring expenses as non-recurring, failing to provide clear reconciliations, changing non-GAAP definitions without explanation, using misleading titles like pro forma earnings without context. When that happens, the SEC may issue comment letters requiring clarification or correction. In more serious cases, companies may need to restate disclosures or face enforcement action. Beyond regulatory consequences, there's reputational risk. Investor trust is difficult to build and easy to lose. If investors believe management is stretching the truth, stock prices can suffer. This matters not just for traders, but for anyone with retirement accounts, pension funds, index funds, or ETFs. Overstated earnings can temporarily inflate valuations. When corrections occur, long-term investors feel the impact. That's why understanding the difference between GAAP and non-GAAP is essential. Professional analysts don't stop at adjusted earnings per share. They immediately compare GAAP and non-GAAP side by side. They review the reconciliation tables. They examine whether adjustments repeat quarter after quarter. They look at operating cash flow to see if profits translate into actual cash generation. They analyze trends across multiple reporting periods. They don't rely on headlines, and neither should you. Here's a practical framework you can use when reviewing earnings reports. First, locate the GAAP net income or GAAP earnings per share. Second, identify the non-GAAP metric being promoted. Third, review the reconciliation table carefully. Fourth, ask whether excluded items are truly unusual or part of ongoing operations. Fifth, compare adjustments to prior quarters to identify patterns. Sixth, review the statement of cash flows to see whether cash supports the reported earnings. These steps help you evaluate performance independently. Regulation G provides the disclosure. It's up to investors to interpret it. In recent years, even with improved disclosures and increased scrutiny, earnings presentations have become more polished and marketing-driven. Companies understand that investor perception influences stock performance. That makes disciplined analysis even more important. Regulation G remains one of the quiet safeguards built into the financial reporting system. It doesn't eliminate manipulation entirely, but it reduces the ability to distort performance without detection. Transparency creates accountability. Accountability builds trust. Trust supports functioning capital markets, and functioning capital markets support economic growth. So while Regulation G might not dominate financial headlines, its impact is significant. It ensures that when companies present adjusted numbers, they also present reality. It gives investors the tools to compare apples to apples. It reinforces the idea that financial reporting must be balanced and fair, and it protects everyday investors from overly optimistic narratives. The next time you hear a company emphasize adjusted results, pause. Look for the GAAP numbers. Review the reconciliation. Ask critical questions. Because informed investors don't just listen, they verify. This content is for educational purposes only and is not financial, legal, or investment advice. Please consult a qualified professional before making any financial decisions.